Welcome, folks, to the Six Nations Sports Cultural Memorial Center. Darryl Smart along with you for the ride for this game number 6, all-important game number 6 of this Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference North Division Final, or the Metropolitan Semifinal, game number 6 here. And less than 20 hours ago, the Six Nations Ironmen and the Orangeville Blitz were in Orangeville, and it was the Six Nations Ironmen with another great performance by Chris Hrabeck between the pipes, and goals from Brendan Anderson, Theo Hill, Terry Bridgeland, and Tyler Hill to give the Ironmen a 4-1 victory last night and a 3-2 stranglehold in this best-of-7 series. Between the pipes tonight, no change here is Ryan Mantle. He's been steady between the pipes for the Orangeville Blitz. And again, he was very busy last night, making 30 saves in the 4-1 losing effort. While down to the other end, the talk of the series so far, and I would say the MVP of this series so far, Chris Hrabeck. He has been on fire, only allowing 3 goals in 2 games. And game number 6 is set to go. And we're off. Orangeville winning the draw. Getting the puck in the neutral zone as Perry loses it. Dunlop, he's going to go through the D. There's a quick shot and a rebound, and Chris Hrabeck makes his first 2 saves of the game. Orangeville putting pressure. They're going to be desperate today. There's a one-time shot. You can clip that one right away as Chris Hrabeck tested early as the Orangeville Blitz are going to go east-west here. They're going to try and get Hrabeck moving, and this is just a great example. Chase Spencer with the pass out to Perry, who rifles it, but Hrabeck up to task on it as we're back to live action here. Ratchford rims it around. Puck's intercepted in the slot area. Loose as Kessler Sky comes out. Sky, he's going to snap it. That one just goes wide of Mantle. As Ratchford's going to wind up, and that one goes off the ankle of Noseworthy and into the corner. LaForme, he tries to send it off the backhand to Sky, but couldn't connect. As Orangeville come breaking out. Randall, the captain, with a big slapper. That one goes off the shoulder of Hrabeck up in the air, but the defense clear it. And the Ironmen now in the Orangeville zone. Mantle, he's going to play the puck. Get it out to Randall. Thompson now with it. Thompson stops up the middle. He's going to wind up and shoot. That one. Someone lost the stick on that one. Hope you were able to watch last night's game, and of course our good friends, the Orangeville Blitz, and their YouTube page. A great job by their YouTube page and their commentating crew, their camera crew. Thanks for giving us the action live. We'd love to give it to you live as well, but the internet here isn't too kind to us, so we have to settle for a little bit of a tape delay, but a great crowd on hand here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center as Rich Brown tried to find Farmer but couldn't, and now Curry has it. Curry, he's got a fan on it, tried to swipe at it again, but Mitch Brown gets it and has a breakout pass. Searles goes between his legs, tries to get deep, and does. Gets knocked off the puck as Farmer has it in behind. He's going to try and break it out way up the middle, and one of those passes the goaltending union aren't fans of, right up the middle. Dunlop, he's going to go cross the ice to Chase Spencer. Spencer dumps it in. As Witten centers it and couldn't find Marandola, who was looking the other way after getting knocked down. Bridgeland gingerly dumps it in and easily handled by Spencer as he's going to breakout pass to Perry. There's a quick shot. That one just wide off the stick of Gilmore. Quick shot attempt by Marchicello, but he couldn't connect. As the Ironmen, there's Theo Hill with that one-timer. Fanned on it. Couldn't get 100% wood on that one as Anderson keeps it in the zone. Bridgeland, he loses it to Gilmore as Gilmore heads to the bench. The puck goes deep in. Chase Spencer's going to collect it. Thompson off the backhand, Heffernan, there's a shot. That one goes up high and wide off the wrist shot and a deflect off Sukel's stick, and we've got ourselves a face-off to the right of Hrebeck, to the left of us. One thing to watch, just the way that Six Nations played last night. They played such a defensive game, and it was a 1-1 game heading into the third period. And they were just playing almost like a trap and kind of taking advantage of the opportunities they had, and they certainly did in that third period, scoring 3 unanswered. Quayle, he's going to drop it back, but that ends up on the stick of Tyler Hill, who goes cross-country to Ratchford. Ratchford crosses the blue line. He's along the boards. There's a quick shot. That one goes wide, but picked up by LaForme. Ratchford in behind the net. Oh, to LaForme. LaForme fires that one, and a pad save by Mantle. Heffernan. Now Ratchford with it over the line. He's going to pump fake to Sky, and he couldn't get a handle on it as Ratchford tips it up. Tyler Hill with a pump fake. LaForme has it in the corner. LaForme out to Ratchford. Ratchford, he tries to wrist it, and Tyler Hill almost gets a stick on the deflect, but couldn't. As Thompson now has that. Thompson, that one's a dangerous shot up the middle and just wide of Hrebeck. Thompson, Searle again. Collect the puck, but offside, and we've got ourselves a whistle here. Great atmosphere here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center before this game. It's kind of festival-like. A lot of fans coming in early, grabbing a bite to eat, just kind of taking it in. A little bit of anticipation. Here is the Ironmen have the opportunity to clinch, and there's Witten. Tries to split the D, does, but the puck goes easily on the paddle of Hrebeck as he covers things up. Searles, Brown on the face-off. Searles wins the draw. Puck goes out as Chase Spencer had to chase it, and he collects and is in the neutral zone. Dump in. Mitch Green, the captain, he's going to go end-to-end here. He crosses the blue line. Mitch Green, he's got numbers with him. He's going to go around, centers it. Couldn't find Farmer. He still picks it up, but Ratchford has it now. Ratchford scores! Off the tip. That's Farmer off the tip from Ratchford. And right away, the Six Nations Ironmen with the 1-0 lead. We'll take a look at that one. Ratchford collects the puck up top. We'll see it here. And in Innocent, that's what they're doing. Both teams really like to do that. Farmer gets his stick on it, deflects it, and just enough to get it by Mantle. And with 14:25 to go here in the first period, the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center is a rockin', thanks to a Brock Farmer goal. Brendan Anderson looking for more here as he gets it off to Theo Hill. Anderson gets the drop back offering. That puck goes wide as Hill and Anderson try to make things happen here as DeCare has it. DeCare off the pad of Mantle and behind the net and collected by the Blitz, who now come down into the Ironman zone. Randall. Shot. We've got ourselves an offside as we have a little bit of a dust up there. No surprise, Marindola in the middle of things, and no surprise that's Bridgeland. Bridgeland and Marindola have been exchanging pleasantries all series long, as has Damon DeCare. You can see DeCare and Marandola jawing at each other. I think that's the important part of this game. Try to, as emotional as you want to be in this game and play on the edge, you got to kind of ride that tightrope, and that's what the Blitz have to do. And same with the Ironmen today. You got to ride that tightrope of emotion. Make sure you're on the right side of it and keep it as momentum and not as a hindrance. Puck deep into the Orangeville zone. Tyler Hill with the chip shot, and that handled easily by Mantle, and covers it up and hands it off to our linesman for today. 13:26 to go. Thanks again for joining us here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page here for all of the Six Nations Ironman games this season. It's been an absolute pleasure as Tyler Hill whistles one wide. There's a tip from Sky, and handled by the right pad of Mantle. Sky again. He tried to go upstairs, and Mantle had to be sharp on that one as he was a little crooked off the, it wasn't totally square to the shooter. Kind of had himself twisted over and was trying to seal that post. Kessler Sky saw the opening, but Mantle with a nice recovery, and he was able to get his shoulder up on the seal on the crossbar and the post there. Heffernan will form. Heffernan wins the draw, but the puck goes down deep into the Orangeville zone, picked up by the defense. Thompson with it. He crossed the blue line. There's a wrist shot, and that one goes over Hrebeck. Now Tyler Hill with the breakout pass to Sukal. Sukal still keeps it. Goes over the blue line. Dumps it in with a shot on net. The blocker saved by Mantle. The Sukal still pursues it here. Sukal into the corner with Heffernan. Now with Dunlop and Spencer. Hill. There's a bing bang ball. Oh, Kessler Sky almost gets it. And here's a recovery. Sukal with the shot and a save. Boy, oh boy. A couple of great opportunities. I wish I hit the replay button on that. I got caught watching it. But Stephen Laforme, Tyler Hill, with beautiful passing, had Kessler Sky wide open in the goalmouth area. And Mantle had to be sharp on that, and then he had to be sharp on the rebound. Face off, won by the Ironmen here as the puck goes deep. Mitch Green hands it off to Farmer, then Green centers it. As the Ironmen retreat and try to put the puck on stick, try to stretch things out, but couldn't, as we have ourselves an icing call here. But yeah, it was a great game last night. Both teams, it was a tight game. You can tell in playoff hockey, it was very tight last night. 1-1 heading into the third frame, and of course, the Ironmen got one, then they got another. And they just kept on rolling. And as Quayle with the shot goes deep, that one goes over the shoulder. Hrebeck picked up by Mitch Brown. Skylar Thomas and Mitch Brown head in. There's a hard dump in from Brown as the pursuit ensues. There's a quick shot from Green. There's a quick shot from Farmer. Farmer wants his second, but a nice save by the Orangeville Blitz netminder Ryan Mantle. Things settling in here. You can tell there were a little bit of nerves. Easily shaken off, though. The Ironmen look loose, especially during warm-up. They look very loose during warm-up. As the Blitz cross into the Ironman zone. There's a tip from Searles. Redirects it, but not on net as it goes wide. Now up top to Quayle. Quayle dumps it in. The maze of Brendan Anderson now. Anderson with the wrist shot deflected as Theo Hill now picks it up. Theo to Bridgeland. Bridgeland tried to find Anderson, but couldn't. Green keeps it in on the blue line. Green to Ratchford. They've been an effective pair. There's a shot and a goal! Clip that! And another tip. This time I believe it was Brendan Anderson with the tip. Off the Green shot. And the Ironmen now lead 2-0. Let's look at the replay on this one. And again, basic hockey. The Ironmen getting it out. That's Ratchford putting the puck on net. It was a Ratchford and the tip by Anderson. So the Ratchford dump-in shot, just getting it on net. And as a goaltender, that's a tough shot to stop. You're expecting the shot, but in this league, you almost have to cheat a little bit, but you don't want to because sometime the tip's not going to. There's another one! And Brendan Anderson with his second goal of the game. And the Ironmen take a 3-0 lead early going here. Brendan Anderson telling the crowd, let's hear it. And again, simple formula by the Ironmen. Get the puck to the point, get it on net. And again, great redirect. As Brendan Anderson, 2 redirects in a row. And just like that, folks, the very opportunistic Six Nations Ironmen have now taken a 3-0 lead the first period. They're looking for more here. As Anderson wants the Hattie, the one-shift Hattie. Battle along the boards. Randall, he's going to come out with it. It's Heffernan in pursuit. Theo Hill and Brendan Anderson still on the ice after 2 straight goals. There's a cough up by the Blitz. Sky tried to find Anderson and he almost had it again. Boy, oh boy. Much like Game 5 last night, there's a nice save by Horebek. Six Nations Ironmen just took advantage of what they had and what they were offered. Now it gives them a cushion now. They're able to kind of sit back, play a little bit more defensively, not give the Blitz anything to shoot at. As Kessler Sky in pursuit here. Laforme battles, gets the puck loose, but the Blitz end up with it. And Curry has it. He's going to just offer it up, but Tyler Hill picks that up and dumps it right back in. Quayle with it. Out to Witten. There's a shot from Gilmore, and that one goes off the shoulder of Horebek, who really, he's been tested hard, but not often. And that was the case again last night. Again, talking about last night's game and watching it. The Ironmen did a really nice job of keeping Orangeville at bay outside, letting Horebek have those outside shots. Unlike Game 4, where Horebek really had to stand on his head, facing 30-some-odd shots. He only had 24, I believe, or 22 shots last night. There's Tyler Hill with the offering. Dumps it back to Jake Brown. Sukal, there's a tip. That one out front. Tyler Hill almost grabs it and doesn't, as Searles now has it. He's across the red line. Searles loses the puck, and now Kessler Sky is just a flying. He's one guy who really has found his stride in this one today. Horebek playing the puck to Sukal. Sukal, he's going to head man it out to Laforme. Laforme, drop pass to Tyler Hill. Tyler, he's going to come in. It looks like there's going to be a tripping penalty on that one. There's going to be a slashing penalty to the Orangeville Blitz, and the Orangeville Blitz trying to tell the officials that that was a Tyler Hill dive, but he was a full head of steam Tyler Hill had. That's Dan Quayle in the penalty box for slashing. We'll take a look at that. And as you can see, Tyler Hill with just a full head of steam here Not necessarily a slash, but he was knocked off the puck in the goal mouth area. Tyler did a really nice job of trying to not make contact with the goaltender. There's a one. Theo Hill, Ratchford, Anderson, Mitch Green, he's on the flank as well as Bridgeland is in the middle during the dirty work. There's a shot from Ratchford, shot to goal on the power play. Easy work on the power play. Oh, it was a hand pass. It looks like Mitch Green kind of smiling as Dan Quayle wanted to vacate the penalty box right away. Let's take a look at the replay on this one. And again, great puck movement by the Ironmen. There it is again. There's the hand pass. Or the hand, and not the hand pass, but Mitch Green, the KG veteran, pops it in the cage with his paw. The Searles now has it. Searles. He's got a backhand. Easily handled by Hooray, because Ratchford now comes down to the other end. Ironman still on the power play, a minute 20 on the man advantage here. So he's met by a pair of Blitz led by Searles. Cam Searles, he's going to have it. Tried to center it to Gilmore, but couldn't, as Theo Hill and Bridgeland ride the line as Bridgeland stays onside. Anderson, he's going to try and keep it in. Does, but picked up by Gilmore. Gilmore is going to stretch it out to Searles. He's going to go one-on-one with Mitch Green. Mitch Green, definitely the smaller of the two, but he takes out Searles with a nice defensive play. Takes him off the puck and takes the man off. Bridgeland tried to find Anderson on that one. Couldn't. Ratchford and Thompson battle for it in the corner. That's one thing Orangeville has done really well on the penalty kill is there's Tyler Hill with the shot, and that one goes up off a stick and into the ceiling. But that's one thing the Orangeville Blitz have done really well during this series is when they've been on the PK, they've done a nice job of just forechecking and trying to cough up Ironman errors. And Thompson doing a great job of that on that last shift. Orangeville win the draw, dump it all the way down. Looks like there's a lot of Orangeville fans here too. A great crowd for a Saturday afternoon. Thanks again for joining us. Ben Hill, my good buddy, on the cameras. Kessler Sky flying down the left side. He's poke checked by Mantle. Tyler tries to get it out to Jake Brown as Quayle exits the penalty box, and we're back to 5-on-5 action here. Perry, he's going to dump it down, all the way down. Sukal, he's going to go one-on-one. Dunlop picks it up, handle it as Sukal now crosses the blue line. There's a quick shot, handled by the blocker of Mantle, and the rebound comes out. Randall, the captain, with a shot. There's a nice quick save. That's a tough stop to make. It doesn't look like it's a tough stop, but Randall doing a really nice job of going one-on-one with the Ironman defender. But Randall moving, just changing the direction of where the puck's coming from with a nice little shovel pass to himself and changing the direction. But Hrebeck up to task on it with a nice save, and we've got ourselves another face-off. The battle in behind Hrebeck continues. Farmer, he opened the scoring. He tries to get the puck out. Farmer in pursuit. As Quayle picks it up in behind the net. Quayle, he almost stripped, but not. He's still with the puck. As Farmer upends Marchicello at center ice, and the puck deep into the Ironman zone. DeCare leads the charge here. He's got numbers, and there's the offside. Is one extra stick handle. He had Brock Farmer and Skylar Thomas with him, and Skylar Thomas just a little too quick. Well, the one extra stick handle. We've got ourselves an offside here. Heffernan, Theo Hill on the face-off dot here. 4:51 to go here in the first period of game number 6. The Six Nations Ironmen with a 3-0 lead as Cam Searles goes deep into the Ironman zone. Searles knocked off the puck and Ironmen come breaking out, led by Bridgeland. Bridgeland centers it. Mantle smartly. There's a quick shot on the one time and a nice flash of leather. Look at the replay on that one. Just a nice flash of the leather by Mantle is just a great example of Theo Hill calling for the puck. So we're back to live action here as Searles leads the charge. He passes it to Witten. Witten tries to drop it into the slot area, but we've got ourselves a hold here. That's a Terry Bridgeland hold as we just missed it there. He's just behind the camera there, but Terry Bridgeland going into the penalty box for a holding call as Chris Hrabeck already used the one water bottle. He's asking for more here. And again, fitness a big thing. We talked about it last week. These two teams playing less than 24 hours apart Saturday, Sunday, and this weekend it's Friday, Saturday here. As Heffernan has it. Thompson tried to center it to Randall but couldn't find him as Theo Hill collected it and tried to hand it off to Anderson, who he couldn't connect with. Spencer off the Randall. He's off the boards and into the neutral zone, now into the Ironman end. Randall, centering attempt, tries to put it up, and Ratchford with a nice volleyball spike out. Tried to clear it, but couldn't. There's a quick shot from Randall. And a save by Hrabeck, and we'll just take a look at that one. Hrabeck, you can see how centered he is. He's deep in his net right now. He's kind of figured out the puck movement of the Blitz. So he's staying deep in his net. But one thing you have to do when you're deep in your net, you have to make sure that you're square to the shooter. And Hrabeck was square to the shooter on that one. Heffernan and the Blitz tried breaking out of their own zone. He's going to call his number and looked like Kessler Sky is going to go to the penalty box for a high stick there as Sky was trying to stick check Heffernan, but it caught Heffernan up in the chin area. So this is the big moment. If you're an Orangeville Blitz fan, is the Blitz with an opportunity. They've got 1 minute, 1 second of two-man action here. They've got the two-man advantage here. Spencer out to Heffernan. Got Thompson, Randall. There's a quick shot. And again, that's another great example of Chris Hrabeck playing deep. As I know this isn't fun. He's lost the puck. There he is. Lost a many a puck like that. You know you make the save, you can feel it, but you don't know where it is. But that's just another great example of Chris Hrabeck just square to the puck here. Spencer out to Heffernan. Heffernan pumps, gets it out to Randall. Randall shot, tried to go upstairs this time as Gilmore collects the rebound after the battle. Randall to Thompson. Thompson out on the right side here. Heffernan had his shot, or his stick pump, ready for the one time, but they couldn't connect. Is Thompson now back on the blue line. Thompson up the middle. He's going to shoot that one. And again, simple play here, but that one was all Ratchford on that one. As you can see the puck movement, Orangeville moving the puck well. Again, just getting a piece of it, and Ratchford right there gets a stick on it. And a nice job defensively on the penalty kill. Dunlop, Witten, that shot off the blocker of Horebeck is the crowd in behind Horebeck. You can see Nungo Thompson, one of the rostered players of the Ironmen. He's scratched tonight, of course. He played lacrosse last night. He was playing professional lacrosse for the Halifax Thunderbirds last night, so Dunlop with it on the point. There's a quick shot. Rebound comes out. Searles tries to grab it. And again, traffic in front of Horebeck. And Sukol with a little bit of a one-hand stiff-armed Marandola, who's stirring the drink here. 57 seconds remain on the Blitz power play. The penalty, the high sticking penalty to Kessler Sky. Theo Hill, Cam Searles on the draw. One by Theo. Ratchford now picks it up. He's going to stretch it out to Anderson. And I'm not sure what Mantle was trying to do there. The fake stick jab at Brandon Anderson, but we'll worry about that another day, and I don't think anybody else is worried about it. But that's just a great example of the Ironmen sitting back and just waiting to strike, and Brendan Anderson is really trying to stretch it out here. 2:10 to go here in the opening stanza. Quayle with it. Hands it off to Randall. Randall in the corner on the power play. 41 seconds remain on the man advantage. Heffernan tries to call his own number. Sticks it in. There's a couple of whacks. As we've got some rough stuff as Sukol and Heffernan go at it here. Sukol taking exception to the extra whacks by Heffernan. And Sukol's not going to stop. Sukol not happy with Heffernan. And Heffernan, again, this all started when Heffernan took the extra 2 whacks. I know the puck was loose. He was trying to get, and again, a part of the goaltenders union, you hate getting your hands whacked like that. Chris Horebeck as far away from possible. But that's a message from Isaac Sukol. Don't mess with our goaltender. As Kyle Heffernan, he's going to get sent to the dressing room, as is Isaac Sukol. So a little bit of everything in this first period, folks. Bunch of goals, couple checks, nice hit. And we had ourselves really our first real scrap of the, this really is the first real scrap of the series, I think. And Isaac Sukol taking exception to the extra stick whacks to the glove. And I know to Heffernan's defense, the puck was loose and he was just trying to take a whack. He was trying to get the puck loose. And Horebeck, again, having been in that position, try to get your hand, your glove hand on that loose puck. And he tried to get his hand on the loose puck, and Heffernan took a whack at his glove before he took a whack at the puck. And I think that's where Sukol came in. As the officials still trying to sort things out here. Not sure. We're going to wait till it's up on the score sheet here. Again, a little bit of everything in this first period, that's for sure. Including a Heffernan versus Sukol sparring match. Officials still sorting things out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5-on-4. Orangeville And there's Anderson with the loose. He's going to try and go after. Scores! You mess with Brendan Anderson, and that's what's going to happen, folks. As Brendan Anderson with the hat trick in the first period, 3 in a row. Mantle chose to go for the man. As we look at it here, tries to do the poke check. And that's not the first time they've had interaction, Ryan Mantle, as we've got ourselves a hat on the ice, and Brendan Anderson leading the charge here. He is the big gun of this Six Nations Ironman team. Brendan Anderson trying to collect some toques and hand them back to the kids who threw them on the ice. So on the power play, on the penalty kill, Brendan Anderson with his third goal of the game. And the Six Nations Ironmen with a 4-0 lead with 1:43 to go here in the first period. Boy, oh boy. If this was on your bingo card, it certainly wasn't on mine. I was expecting a very, very tight game. And the Ironmen have come out flying. And I know the Blitz play-by-play guy did a great job calling the game. He was very upset about the effort last night of the Blitz, but the Blitz have come out. But man, the Ironmen have just come out with an answer every time, and this is a great example. Great sauce pass. Bing, bang, oh, wow! And a save by Mantle. Clip that one, folks. Kessler Sky was almost the recipient of a bing, bang, bong play. Just tic-tac-toe, folks. Wow. And a great save by Mantle. As we'll look at that as the period comes to a close here. 41 seconds to go in the battle in the corner. Randall. Kessler Sky, who had that glorious opportunity, but a great save by Mantle. Ironman cleared out. Marandola couldn't get a stick in it, so he has to retreat. 25 seconds to go here in the first period. Tyler Curry heads up the ice for the Blitz. Mitch Green, he's going to turn around, hand it off to Ratchford. Ironmen have to play with poise here with the lead. I know you want more, but you got to play with a little bit of poise here. LaForme, he tries to center it, but couldn't. And that's all she wrote for 20 minutes of play. And boy, oh boy, after 20 minutes, it is the Six Nations Ironmen 4, the Orangeville Blitz 0. Shots on net in that first period by Orangeville, actually, 18-17. So the Orangeville Blitz, again, putting puck on net. Story of this series so far is Chris Harebek, but I would say the other story of this series, Brendan Anderson, story of the game so far with the hat trick to lead the way. Just resetting the first period. I thought it was Brock Farmer with the goal, but Todd Ratchford was actually credited with it, so there was no redirect on it. I thought Farmer had a handle on it, but Ratchford credited with the goal. And then it was the Brendan Anderson show, scoring at 11 minutes, then at 10:36, and again at 1:41. So after 20 minutes of play, shots on net 18-17 in favor of the Blitz, 4-0 on the scoreboard in favor of the Six Nations Ironmen. And we will take a rest and watch the intermission as they clear the ice, and we will be back with more Six Nations Ironman hockey when the second period returns. Thanks again for watching. Welcome back to the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Darryl Smart along with you for the ride today. This game number 6 of this Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference North Semifinal, or North Final, also dubbed as the Metropolitan Conference Semifinal. And of course, in the other series, whoever wins this series between the Orangeville Blitz and the Six Nations Ironmen will take on the winner of the Strathroy Jets and the Elvinston Killer Bees. Killer Bees with a 2-1 advantage in that best-of-7 series. Game 4 tonight. So lots of NPHL action. Hopefully by the time I've got this uploaded to YouTube, you'll be able to watch this game right after the Elvinston Killer Bees and the Strathroy Jets take on each other for game number 4 of their their South Final Series. Second period ready to go. We've got Cam Searles, Theo Hill on the face-off dot, and away we go. Bridgeland dumps it in to Mantle, and Mantle getting the Bronx cheers from the crowd in behind him. Anderson, he's got 3, looking for another. Curls around the right side. Cycles it into Theo. Theo in behind the net. He's handled by Chase Spencer. Spencer spins around. Hands it off to Witten. Witten, he's got Gilmore and Searles with him. Searles out to Gilmore. Gilmore, blast. There's the rebound. That one, the biggest rebound Hrabeck's given in the last little bit. Another shot and a save off the board. The friendly carom off the board and into the glove of Chris Hrabeck as we start the second period here. So Ratchford thought Farmer got the first goal. It was Ratchford with the shot from point. And then Brendan Anderson with 3 unanswered as Stephen LaForme goes down deep and gets to the puck and battles along with a pair of Orangeville defenders as Orangeville comes up with the puck. And that's where we're at. 4-0 Ironmen. 18 shots on net, 18-17, and oh, there we go. Marindola, Tyler Hill. And again, Tyler Hill did not like Marindola's extra shot, so Tyler Hill gives Marindola a how's she going, and Marindola's still on the ice. And this is one thing that the Ironmen have to do. They have to kind of hold their poise here. As we've got Heffernan and Sukal in the penalty box, both with 5-minute majors for fighting in that first period tussle. Marindola still looking to see what's going on here. Tyler Hill looking on from the penalty box. Marindola getting taken care of by the Orangeville trainer. Steve LaForme and Tyler Randall discussing things with the officials, who have been fantastic all throughout the season and during the playoffs. Of course, this is my first experience with the NPHL this season, and everything has been top-notch, top to bottom. Parity within the league has been fantastic. The officials they've gotten are top-notch. Of course, the organizations, they're the ones that make this thing happen, and head to toe, especially in this Metropolitan Conference, being able to watch all 8 teams in this Metropolitan Conference. Top-notch, head to toe here is on the draw. Looks like it's going to be a double minor to Tyler Hill, so the Blitz with the 4-minute man advantage here. Randall So 4 minutes for roughing to Tyler Hill. Thanks to Jace Martin, our PA announcer. Chase Spencer holds it in. Thompson, he's going to wind up. There's the deflect from Gilmore. Nice tip by Gilmore. And again, Horebeck. Nice job squaring up to the puck on that one as Mantle once again met by the fans in behind the Orangeville net right now. And Spencer with it over the blue line. Knowing some of those guys in behind the net, they're going to be pretty loud in this one. A lot of those guys go to Six Nations Chiefs lacrosse games in the summer and make some noise. So that'll be fun to watch and listen to see how Mantle handles himself with it. Doing a great job so far. Ironmen having a tough time getting the puck out of their own end. The Cyrils met by Theo Hill. He tries to get it out to Zane. Ratchford, he collides with Thompson. The puck comes out as Sky and Dunlop now chase after it. Dunlop wins the race. Dunlop, he's going to go down the right side over the blue line. There's a quick snapshot. Rebound comes out. Dunlop calls his own number on the rebound. And a nice save by Chris Horebeck. "17 minutes even left in this second period. Just starting things out here. Face off, won by the Blitz. They've got a 4-minute power play they're working on. There's the one-time shot from Witten, saved by Horebeck. And Steve Laforme grabs the puck and clears it all the way down. Halfway through this Tyler Hill roughing double minor. 2 minutes to go in the man advantage for the Orangeville Blitz. Curry to Deliveriera, who delivers that one to the breadbasket of Horebeck, who no rebound this time. And if you're an Orangeville Blitz fan, you want to get those pucks on Horebeck's pads. You want to get those hot shots on that rebound, but the puck's up, and Horebeck's able to snare those with his either the glove or the breadbasket area, making things easy with no rebound. When you have no rebound, less chance of scoring goals. Ratchford battles along with Marandola as Mitch Green stretches it out for Theo Hill. Theo, he's stopped by Deliveriera as the Blitz break out of their own zone here. Deliveriera hands it off to Witten. He crosses the blue line. He's going to go across the ice. Pass intended for Alex Gilmore, but that went off a Ironman skate and bounces right into the stick of Horebeck, who easily covers that one up. We're going to have ourselves a face-off to our right here on our screen and to the left of Chris Horebeck. Gilmore, Brown on the draw. Brown got it, but in the possession of Orangeville. And there's a quick shot by Dunlop over the glass and caroms over. Quayle to Dunlop. Dunlop, he's going to call his own number along the boards. Randall, he's going to shove it up into the corner. Didn't find a teammate, but found Mitch Brown, who dumped it all the way down. Dunlop again, he's leading the charge. Dunlop now on the right side here, tries to center to Heffernan. Heffernan and Sukol out of the penalty box after their 5-minute major penalties. They're back in action. That's Heffernan's first action of the second period. Thompson now with it. He's going to try and cross the blue line. He's got numbers with him. 22 seconds to go in the Tyler Hill double minor. As Dunlop now has it. Dunlop to Quayle. Quayle, he's going to dump it in. Tip by Ratchford, and Gilmore tried to get a handle on it but couldn't. Puck along the blue line, and Steve Laforme and Dan Quayle battling for the puck as they have a smile and a little bit of a laugh, trying to after their battle at the blue line, and the puck goes offside, and we've got ourselves another face-off here. Marindola and Theo, or Steve Laforme on the draw here. Kessler Sky, he tried to clear it. Back onto a stick of the Orangeville Blitz defender as they dump it down. And another stoppage in play. Great way to kill a penalty is here's Isaac Sukol comes onto the ice for his first shift after his dust up with Heffernan. Sky and Marindola on the draw. Won by Sky. Tyler Hill also on the ice as we've got ourselves an icing penalty. We've got 5-on-5 action here. In behind the play, we got Jake Brown, and it looks like Dan Perry, who is heading to the penalty box. He and Jake Brown had words into the Ironmen zone as the puck was down to the other end. And when it comes to momentum, all momentum, the Ironmen way right now after they kill a 4-minute penalty. And as soon as Tyler Hill enters the ice, the Orangeville Blitz get a penalty of their own, and now the Ironmen are back onto the man advantage with 14:34 to go here in the second period. Ironmen with possession of the puck. Ratchford shovels it off to Sukol. Sukol couldn't reach forward. He just out of his reach as Brendan Anderson's going to reset into his own zone. He and Ratchford. Ratchford dodges a check from Alex Gilmore. He's going to stretch it out. Tried to find Bridgeland but couldn't connect, but Theo has it. Theo to Brendan. Anderson tried to center it. Nobody home on that one as the puck's dumped in by Ratchford and collected easily by the Orangeville defense. Gilmore on the left side. He's got Searles with him. There's a quick wrist shot. An easy save by Chris Arabeck off the shoulder. And the glass is a little bit low here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. So a lot of these pucks that just go off the shoulder of the goaltender will go over the glass. And of course, having played here between the pipes, that's always been a strategy to kind of stop the other team's momentum. Nice little shot and a save by Mantle as again he hears it from the crowd in behind him. Randall having some words with Tyler Hill, and I think Stephen Laforme kind of telling Tyler Hill, it's okay here, man. Let's stay in control of this one. Officials talking to head coach Ryan Davis. He's telling the officials that he's told his players to zip their mouths, it looks like. Laforme and Randall on the draw. 58 seconds to go on the Ironman power play. Tyler tried to feed it into Sky, but he couldn't get a stick on it as Orangeville breaks out. Got ourselves another penalty. This one's Alex De Oliveira. That was a play in behind and not a good penalty if you're an Orangeville Blitz fan. Is the Blitz trying to get a little bit of momentum, but now for 49 seconds, the Ironmen are going to have a two-man advantage here. So De Oliveira in the penalty box, as well as Dan Perry, and De Oliveira is still giving it to someone. Draw comes back. Sukol has it up the center. De Oliveira is still hearing it. We can still hear him from up here as Ratchford now has it. Ratchford up the middle. There's the shot. That one handled by the blocker of Mantle. And there we go. Perry and De Oliveira having a discussion with one of the officials right at the penalty box here, and the official is actually saying, I'm in control here. Let's play hockey. Heffernan tries to dump it out, but can't. Picked up Ratchford on the point. Has Anderson. He's already got a hat trick, as Ratchford has it. Ratchford's got one. Anderson had the shot. There's a stick cock. There's the shot. That one goes upstairs. Rebound, scores! And the Ironmen lead 5-0. A hot shot from Ratchford. Mantle couldn't handle it. And I believe that's Brendan Anderson with his fourth, perhaps. Got a big smile, and we'll look at the replay on this one. Big shot. That one's from Anderson. Did that go all the way through? We'll have to see that once again. But nonetheless, doesn't matter who scored the goal. 12:52 to go here in the second period. And the Six Nations Ironmen have put their foot on the proverbial throat of the Orangeville Blitz and now lead this one 5-0. Puck squirts out a little bit through Horebeck. Let's take another look at that one. Maybe we'll see who scored this one. Anderson calls his own number. Hot shot. There's the rebound picked up. We're back to live action here. D'Oliveira still in the penalty box with 1:09 to go in his penalty. Mitch Green, the captain, calls his own number, goes end to end here. Green all the way deep into the Orangeville zone. This is another good crowd. I'd say about 400 to 500 people here. The Six Nations Sports Memorial Cultural Center. It's great to watch on YouTube, but boy, oh boy, is it fun to watch live, and especially with a full arena. Great to see, great for the community here. Cyril's shot, saved by Horebeck, who takes a whack at Marandola. And again, being in the position of where Horebeck's been, I wouldn't even bother taking a whack at anybody. I'd be just worrying about the puck. Not worry about a darn thing here as Kessler Skyheads things up. Tried to split the D. Almost did so. Lost the puck and in possession of Ryan Mantle, who covers it up. 11:37 to go here. My good buddy Ben Hill working the camera. He's one of the best in the business. Working the camera. Thank you very much for joining us as Witten now has it over the blue line. Witten, there's a backhand over the glove of Horebeck, who looks very confident. And if I've been playing like Chris Horebeck right now, I would be very confident. Sky battles off one defender but can't get off the other as D'Oliveira back onto the ice. Gives a check to Sky. Gilmore, cross ice pass to Curry. Curry, there's the shot. That one goes wide of Horebeck. It's Tyler Hill and the Ironmen now. There's a odd one there as Tyler Hill knocked off as Dan Perry, who just got out of the penalty box, trying to get the goat of the Ironmen, and good on Tyler Hill to just grab his buddy Kessler Sky and say, let's stay out of it here, guys. Dan Perry clearly wanting to stir the drink here. And the Six Nations Ironmen, especially Tyler Hill, not wanting to have a drink out of it, that's for sure. Looks like Dan Perry, he's going to go to the penalty box again, I think. No. As the officials there's an interference call. So Steve LaForme is going to go for interference. And Alex De Oliveira, who just got out of the penalty box as well, is back in on the rough. So De Oliveira was the one with the roughing penalty. Tried to stir it up with Tyler Hill, who just ignored every bit of it. You can see Tyler Hill on the bench getting his visor cleaned by Brian Miller, the equipment man and trainer extraordinaire. Of course, he's with us all summer long with the Six Nations Chiefs lacrosse team, the senior A team here. Make sure you give them a follow as we broadcast those. Ben, myself, our good buddy Bruce Bennett, Mark Perry. Got a four-man crew doing those games in the summer, so hope you join us. There's Theo there. Bridgeland tried to knock it out of the air. That one just goes wide as Thompson has it and gets it out for Randall. Randall loses it. Sukol, he's going to hold on to it. To Theo. Theo on the left side. He's going to patiently trying to center it out. Looks like Mantle's cheating out there. Tried to get that one time. There's a centering pass. Comes out to Sukol with the heavy shot, and that one goes wide and high. Now to Brown. Brown along the ice. Bridgeland picks up the rebound. There's a high stick from Chase Spencer to Brendan Anderson. It looks like the Blitz are going to go back on in the penalty box. High stick. Chase Spencer coming back and looked like he knew. He was like, you know what? Sorry, man. Sorry about that. Looked at Brendan Anderson. And inadvertent contact, but nonetheless, regardless if it's just a hockey player inadvertent contact, a high stick's a high stick. And the parade to the penalty box continues here for the Orangeville Blitz. If I'm a Blitz fan, I'm a little bit concerned here, trying to gain a little bit of momentum. You're down 5 goals, and the last thing you want to do is be in the penalty box here. Ratchford out to Green. Green, backhand sauce pass. Oh, there's a Anderson tried to go between his legs on that one. Foiled by the chest of Mantle is Heffernan now, or sorry, that's Quayle. He's going to bring it out. Noseworthy, shot from the point. Quayle again into the corner, battle with Mitch Green as Anderson picks up the puck. Anderson, he's got Theo and Bridgeland with him. Drops it back for Ratchford, who gets intercepted by Gilmore. Gilmore whistles that one. That one goes high and wide of Horebeck. Big snapshot from Anderson down to the other end, and that one goes wide of Mantle. Ratchford dumps it in. Anderson now stops, locks, tried to center it to Sky, couldn't connect as Curry gets a stick on it. Witten, big shot. And a nice blocker save by Chris Horebeck. And again, Horebeck centered to the puck and to the shooter, using that blocker to deflect it up high and over to the glass. And we've got ourselves another just simple goaltending. He's not doing anything out of the ordinary. He's keeping it very, very economic in the goaltender world that we like to call it. He's just kind of keeping his body nice and quiet, doing the simple things. And the quieter you are in that crease, the better result you have. And Chris Horebeck, very quiet in the crease right now, just quiet movements. Sukol tried to find Tyler Hill, but couldn't as the puck goes back down to the Ironmen end. Sukol, he's going to spin around and try and stretch things out. Tried to find Tyler, but couldn't. The puck chipped up, and it looked like it hit an Orangeville Blitz glove, and we're going to have ourselves another face-off. We're going to go with center ice here with the inadvertent glove on the puck from the bench. Witten, Mitch Brown on the draw. Orangeville with possession. 7:47 to go here in the second period. We're more than halfway through this one on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Usually it's a Sunday afternoon at 3:30, but beautiful Saturday afternoon here on Six Nations of the Grand River. Skylar Thomas in pursuit of the puck. Drops it back to Brown. Jake Brown now is now his brother Mitch. Tries to center it. There's a shot. Not off the iron. As Skylar Thomas collected it and got it by Mantle, but couldn't beat the net. As Mantle tries to deflect that one up high, and it does onto the glass. Gilmore tries to get it out. Mitch Brown now dumps it in, but Gilmore has it. Gilmore, Thompson. Thompson rides the tightrope. It looks like he might have hurt himself on the blue line trying to stay onside as Alex Gilmore with the full head of steam. And he made that extra stick handle. And of course, Alex Gilmore checking to see if his good buddy Thompson is all right. Clearly is, as they're both back on the ice and got a face-off to the right of Chris Horebeck. Theo Hill, Alex Gilmore on the draw. Theo wins it, but Heffernan with possession in behind the net. He's going to try and wrap it up, and Horebeck with the seal on the post. D'Oliveira shot through the maze of shin pads and skates. Possession in favor of the Blitz. Anderson, he's going to get it off the boards to Theo Hill. Theo, he's going to cross pass. Oh, there's a save clip. That one, and a beautiful save by Mantle. Off the stick of Terry Bridgeland. Great puck movement by Theo Hill, Brendan Anderson, and almost finished off by Terry Bridgeland. But Mantle with a great save on that one, as we'll take a look at that. Here it is, Brendan Anderson, beautiful outlet pass out to Theo. Theo on the left side here has Bridgeland, who cuts in. That's just a nice skate push by Mantle, who goes into the butterfly, covers it up, stays square, makes the save. Marindola, Theo Hill on the draw. Theo wins it, hands it off to DeCare, who gives it back to Theo. Theo, he's going to try and stretch, tried to find a streaking Brendan Anderson again. And again, Mantle with a jab to the nether regions of Brendan Anderson. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here. But again, Ryan Mantle has been fantastic throughout the series, throughout the season. No need to use the blade of his stick to kind of get the goat of your opposition like he did on Brendan Anderson there. Just play the game, man. Just play the game. Randall on the right side. He's got it. Crosses the blue line. And again, hard dump in onto the shoulder of Horebeck, who's done a fantastic job of just cushioning the puck. Another nice save, and got Brendan Anderson jawing at Alex Marchicello. Marchicello and still jawing at Anderson. Anderson giving it right back. They're just skating beside each other. Maybe they're asking what do they want on their pizza at the Village Pizza right beside the arena here. I'll take a couple hot wings from Village Pizza any day. LaForme, Marindola on the draw. LaForme cleanly wins that one and collects it off the rim around the boards. Tyler scoops it up. Neutral zone scrum ensues, and Randall fires that one. Easily handled by Chris Horebeck, who clearly the puck looks like a beach ball to him right now. Everything shot out of his way. He's collecting it, and he's easily just squared the puck, collecting everything, no rebounds. This is just, it's simple goaltending, but very effective. And Chris Sorebek getting the job done. And in my mind, the MVP of this series so far. Of course, the winner of this series will head to the Metropolitan Conference Championship against either the Elvinston Killer Bees or the Strathroy Jets. Of course, game 4 tonight. And that one. The other conference, I believe it's Tweed and Banditook. So congratulations to those two teams winning the East and the West respectively. And they're going to play in their conference final. So congratulations to those two teams. Of course, the first season for the NPHL. There's a quick shot from Sukol. That one goes through the crowd and just wide of Mantle, and we've got ourselves another penalty here. Go figure. It looks like Dan Perry heading to the penalty box. This is his third minor. Dan Perry back in the penalty box. And again, if I'm an Orangeville Blitz fan, there's lots of time left on the clock here, folks. They can easily get back into this one, but you got to stay out of the box to do it. There's a rebound, and Mitch Brown tried to collect it. There it is again, and Mitch Brown almost got it again as the puck squirted into the goal mouth area. So Mitch Brown with a nice hip check on Thompson. Thomas tried to find Brown and Farmer, but couldn't connect. 4 minutes to go in the second period, a minute 32 to go in the Ironman man advantage, and the Ironmen really moving the puck well. Skylar Thomas with it. Out to Ratchford. Ratchford's good across the blue line. He's got Mitch Brown with him. He's got Brock Farmer. He's got the only other goal scored by anyone else other than Anderson. Farmer into the corner, dumps it off to Brown on the cycle. Brown out to the point to Mitch Green. The captain fires. There's tip from Farmer. Mantle grabs it. Going to take another hack at it. And Farmer meeting in the minds with Alex Gilmore. Cooler heads prevail as Mantle covers up the puck, and so 3.5 to go here, second period. Six Nations Ironman 5. Orangeville Blitz 0 as play resumes here. Just under a minute to go on the power play. Shot from the captain, Mitch Green. Easily handled by Mantle as, again, gets the Bronx cheers from the fans in the back, and they got the goal light going now. They found the goal light switch. Being a goalie, it's always one of those things that's always kind of charged you up. You don't want to get too high or low when you're in the crease, but gives you that extra incentive to just do the job even better, just to shut up the crowd. And Ryan Mantle definitely up to task. Delayed penalty here. The Blitz going to the box again as Bridgeland fires it. And Heffernan looks like he's going to, that's a misconduct it looks like. And the Orangeville Blitz have lost their poise here, folks. Heffernan chasing everybody. Heffernan wants to go to the penalty box, but the official's telling him to hit the showers. As Alex Gilmore and Mitch Green are going to get word from what happened from the officials as they share a little bit of a chuckle. Love the sportsmanship. Mitch Green's always got a smile on his face. as is Alex Gilmore. Stand-up guy. I don't know him, but Mitch Green, always a stand-up guy. Great community guy. Always got a smile on his face, kind of chuckling away as is Gilmore. So if I'm a betting man, Kyle Heffernan, I think from my indication, that's going to be a 10-minute misconduct. All I've got is the Dan Perry penalty so far on the game sheet. So we'll see here as the linesman still sorting things out. .30 seconds to go on the Dan Perry penalty. Kyle Heffernan sent to the dressing room for the second time today, so his second major of this one. He had a 5-minute major for his sparring match with Isaac Sukol in the first period. So we'll wait and see what the official word here is. I'm going to just refresh the computer to see what we've got here. So Kyle Heffernan, a game misconduct for slashing. So gone is Kyle Heffernan. 3:01 to go here in the second period. So Kyle Heffernan gone for slashing of the game misconduct as Theo Hill has it. Theo tried to feed Bridgeland but couldn't connect. Puck still in possession. 5-on-3 action here, as the Ironmen are content to move the puck around and try and get the perfect shot here. Anderson, Ratchford playing pitch and catch. Tried to get it down to Green, but couldn't. Theo, Bridgeland, Ratchford, Anderson. There's a feed inside to Anderson, and he just goes wide. We've got ourselves a stoppage in play. The scorekeeper's hitting the buzzer as the trainer here, something's happened here. As they're going to sort through things here. Looks like one of the people in the penalty box inadvertently got hit as Brian Miller and the Orangeville Blitz trainer in the penalty box area attending. They're both B. Mill and the Orangeville trainer attending to the hand, it looks like, of one of the scorekeepers. I think she might have got her hand caught in the door as Dan Perry left. It looks like the person manning the door is going to go to the Ironman dressing room. She gets a hand from the crowd and both teams. Again, a little bit of everything going on in this one, and not going to lie, I've never seen that happen, where the penalty box attendant, it looks like, got her hand stuck in the door when Dan Perry left the penalty box area. Looks like Alicia Anderson, one of the volunteers with the team. They're trying to get some ice for the penalty box attendant. Got a new person working the penalty box door. Again, 2:21 to go here in the second period. Ironmen with a very decisive 5-0 lead so far. Cam Searles, Theo Hill on the draw here at center ice. They even things out here. So 4:20, it looks like a 5-minute major. So Marandola is serving 5 minutes. So a 5-minute major, or you got a 10-minute misconduct. Yes. So a 5-minute major and a 10-minute misconduct to Heffernan here, as it's all cleared up, and the Ironmen on the power play here. Anderson tried to get in tight to Bridgeland, but couldn't. As Witten now has it. Witten's just going to cross over. Going to try to feed over to Cyril. Cyril's, what a save! Clip that one, folks. Chris Arabeck with the save and a beautiful outlet pass. And Cyril's goes over to Chris Arabeck with a smile. Good on Cam Cyril's. Went over to Arabeck and was like, hey man, that was a great save. Boy, oh boy. The puck is looking like a beach ball to Chris Arabeck right now. And a great pass by Gilmore to Cyril's. We just couldn't beat Chris Arabeck, who definitely has been the story of this series so far. And of course, you got to remember, he wasn't even the starting goaltender to start the playoffs. Tim Porter got the call, came in relief of him in game number 2. Here against the Halton Hills Coyotes. So Chris Arabeck came in midway through, I believe it was the first period, if my memory serves me correct. The Halton Hills Coyotes came out flying on a Sunday afternoon. Scored 3 or 4. Tim Porter was relieved of his duties in favor of Arabeck. And really, Chris Arabeck has taken the ball and run with it. Tim Porter started the series here. And got the game 1 start. There's a check. That one from Alex DeLiviera. And DeLiviera and Steve Laforme. Laforme is going to go after DeLiviera. And DeLiviera had the hit. Lots going on here. DeLiviera delivered the hit to Sukal in behind the net. He delivered the check and actually was like, hey man, that was a clean check. And he looked around, and then Laforme took exception to the check and went to defend his man, his teammate. And DeLiviera now having words with Kessler Sky. This is only the .36 seconds to go here in the second period. Marindola is still jawing, and Mitch Green talking to him, and Tyler Randall. Looks like DeLiviera skating around the rink here, trying to figure out where he's going to go. Orangeville bench telling him to cooler heads prevail here, and looks like Steve Laforme is sent to the dressing room. DeLiviera is on the bench, so I don't think he's going to get a penalty. Again, clean check on Sukal. Just Sukal, wrong place, the wrong time, a little bit spaced out, made a big noise, but a clean check delivered by DeOliveira. And of course, Laforme coming to the aid of his teammate who was down. Took exception to the check. So if I'm the betting man, Laforme is going to get a double minor for roughing, maybe. That's what I assume. He's going to have a double. I assume he's going to have a double minor. As our scorekeepers have been kept very busy in this one so far. Again, thank you very much for joining us all season long here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page, the home of the Six Nations Ironmen. And the Ironmen, of course, their inaugural season, their return to Senior A hockey, which is great to see. Of course, had a cup of coffee with the Oswego Riverhawks back in the 90s, in the mid-90s. Tended to twine a little bit with them while I was playing Junior B with the Golden Eagles. So great to see Senior A hockey back here on Six Nations of the Grand River. A great time to have Senior A hockey here with the talent, the local talent here, second to none. Just look up and down this Ironman roster, chock full of guys from the community and surrounding areas. Six Nations, Brantford, Haldimand. Now on the draw, 36 seconds to go here in the second period as Ratchford upended by Searles. Thompson grabs it along the corner. Dunlop out to Thompson. It's a 4-on-3 scenario here as Dunlop has it. Scores! And on the 4-on-3, Dunlop. Matt Dunlop with the goal. And gives the Orangeville Blitz something to cheer about here as they move the puck here on the replay. Just great puck movement. And again, great shot. Just placed just under the arm of Horebeck. It's a tough shot to stop. So 18 to go, or 19 seconds to go here in the second period. Still trying to sort out the penalties here, it looks like. As my good buddy Jace Martin playing the chicken dance while they figure it out. Still not on the score sheet. All I've got is Kyle Heffernan's penalties. And of course he had a 5-minute major for slashing and a game misconduct for slashing. And that's why he left the building. So far that's all I've got right now. So Kessler Sky looks like he's left the penalty box too early. So Kessler Sky and Skylar Thomas are in the box for the Ironmen. I think serving the Steve Laforme penalty. So there it is, Steve Laforme. Had 3 minors, it looks like. There's 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the Steve Laforme penalty, so he obviously had 8 minutes in penalties during that, so he must have had a double minor for rough and another minor. I'm only assuming because it's not on the game sheet yet. Double minor for rough and another minor for instigating. So, and Steve Laforme now has 5 minutes left on his penalty. We'll sort it out when we get it on the score sheet here on the game live as the puck goes deep into the Orangeville zone as they break out. Searles, it's got Thompson. Thompson's going to shoot. That one handled by Horebeck. And like the first period, Chris Horebeck touches the puck last and he makes the save. And after 40 minutes of hockey, in this game number 6, the Six Nations Ironmen with a 5-0 lead over the Orangeville Blitz here. And of course, the Ironmen holding on to a 3-2 stranglehold in this best of 7 Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference North Final, or the North Semifinal. So, just resetting the game here after 40 minutes. And again, shots on net. Orangeville Blitz 12 for a game total of 33. The Six Nations Ironmen 10 for a game total of 27. So for the second consecutive period, the Orangeville Blitz have outshot their hosts here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Game total 33-27. Shots on net. Resetting things, only one goal in this period. And you can guess whose stick it was off of. Mr. Brendan Anderson, who has 4 goals in this one. Brock Farmer opened the scoring in the first period, 6 minutes in. And then with 11 minutes to go, Brendan Anderson turned on the Jets, scoring 2 goals in 30 seconds. Almost had another on the same shift, but adding another one late in the first period and adding his 4th of the game off of Terry Bridgeland and Todd Ratchford's assist on the power play to make it 5-0 in favor of the Six Nations Ironmen. So with the intermission almost upon us, we will be back with more Six Nations Ironmen hockey when the third period begins. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome back to the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Darryl Smart along with you for this ride on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, early Saturday evening. Game number 6 of this Northern Premier Hockey League Metropolitan Conference North Division Final. The North Semi between the Six Nations Ironmen and the Orangeville Blitz. These two teams, the top two teams in the North Division all season long, and it came down to the last couple games of the regular season to see who would get home ice advantage. And of course, the Blitz got the better of the Ironmen during the regular season, earning the home ice advantage throughout the playoffs. But it's been the persistence and the speed of the Six Nations Ironmen, and backstopped, of course, by Chris Horebeck, who again, the Ironmen outshot for a second straight period and outshot most of this series, to be honest with you. He is definitely the story and the MVP of this series thus far. But in this game, the MVP so far in this one, obviously Brendan Anderson. He's got 4 goals of the 5. Brock Farmer with the other, the opener, as we're set to start the third period here on Six Nations of the Grand River. Again, thank you very much for joining us here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page. We'd love to bring it live, but the internet won't allow us, as there's the opening shot. Stopped by Horebeck off the stick of Thompson. Love to bring these games to you live online. Unfortunately, the internet, not our friend in the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. So we have to go with the tape delay. Draw won by the Blitz, but the puck goes all the way down and chased in by Dunlop, who's going to start things out in behind his goaltender, Ryan Mantle. Spencer down the left side. Ratchford loses a wheel as Spencer goes in. Saved by Horebeck. Anderson has Ratchford with him. Going to sauce it over to Ratchford, but couldn't connect with him. Thompson down to the other end. He's got Spencer with him. Thompson knocked off the puck by Mitch Green. Anderson once again leading the charge down the right side. He's going to try and stick handle around Quayle. Puck knocked off, but still in possession. There's a quick pass to Sukol and a save by Mantle. Let's take a look at that save by Ryan Mantle, and a beautiful chip pass by Brendan Anderson to Sukol. Just great patience here. Mitch Brown now with it along the boards on the left side. Brings it into the corner. Kessler, Sky. Met by Randall as the Blitz come out, led by Quayle. Quayle's got Witten with him. There's a centering attempt to Witten, but couldn't connect. Neutral zone action continues as the Blitz come into the Ironman zone. The Ironman, you want to keep the pedal on the metal here, but you also want to play cautious. And there's a nice save by Horebeck. That one off the stick of Randall, the captain. Centering attempt from Quayle goes onto the stick of Mitch Brown, who fires that one well wide and high. Speaking of talking about the Ohsweken Riverhawks, the last time Six Nations had Senior A hockey, one of my old Junior B teammates with the Ohsweken Golden Eagles, and Craig McDonald, talking to him during the intermission. Great running into him. Great catching up. Of course, he played with the Brantford Blast in Allen Cup hockey. Matt Dunlop drops it back to Thompson. Thompson tries to go across the ice. Couldn't find anybody. The puck comes loose into the Orangeville zone. Tyler Hill strips the puck. He's going to come up with it, have his head up. He's going to turn around. There's a pass to Farmer, and Farmer tries to fire it and couldn't corral the shot. There's a dump in, nice. Have a feeling we might see a lot of that. A lot of icing in this third period. Let's just take a look at the penalties here. Maybe they've updated things here since we last were speaking. So Steve Laforme, yes, 2 minutes for aggressor, 1-man fight, a 5-minute major, and a 10-minute misconduct, or a 10-minute misconduct for continuing a fight. So Steve Laforme with a total of 17 minutes and penalties on that skirmish, as Thompson has it now. Thompson pokes at Horebeck after he covers it up, and Mitch Green makes sure that Thompson hears it. So Laforme, 3 minutes and 8 seconds remain in his penalty. Skylar Thomas is serving those penalties. 16:44 to go here, third period. 5-1 lead for the Ironmen. Again, Chris Horebeck has been stellar once again. Only given up 3 goals in 2 games prior to this one. There's a tip from Thompson, and a nice attempt from Thompson off the stick of Curry, but that one whistles over the mask of Horebeck. Curry, D'Oliveira, out to Thompson, back to D'Oliveira. D'Oliveira, one time from Thompson, clip that one. As Chris Horebeck comes over with the side-to-side movement, reads the play, and Horebeck with a beautiful glove save off the one time. Orangeville win the draw. 5-on-4 action here for another 2 minutes, 21 seconds. Witten, shot, and that one off the shin pads of Mitch Green, who gets checked by Witten. D'Oliveira. Back to Curry. He's going to dump it in. Randall tried to cut to the net, but was foiled by the Ironman defense, who fired all the way down. Going to kill some precious seconds off this penalty. Marandola now with it on the right side. Marandola along the boards. He's going to get checked off the puck by Mitch Brown, who heads to the bench. Quayle, he's going to lead the charge here. Crosses over the blue line. Tries to go between the legs of Jake Brown. Orangeville still with possession of the puck on the power play. There's a quick shot from Randall, and there's a rebound and a save by none other than Chris Horebeck. Let's look at the replay on that one. With some extracurriculars get cleared up in a hurry. There's the rebound. From Marandola. And a nice glove save again by Chris Horebeck. So Cam Searles, Tyler Hill on the draw. Orangeville wins it. Randall to Dunlop. Now Thompson with it. Back to Dunlop. He's going to have to get it to Randall, who pumps. Pass to Thompson, blocked by Ratchford. Got Tyler Hill and Brock Farmer. Tyler, he's going to fan on it as he's checked off the puck by Matt Dunlop. Randall drops it to Gilmore. No one home, but Theo Hill, who is going to dump it down. 33 seconds to go in the LaForme penalty, served by Skylar Thomas. Dunlop with it. He's going to go across the ice to Thompson. Thompson, there's a shot, another one. Beautiful save, clip that, folks. Are you kidding me again? Let's take a gander at this and just admire the second and third efforts of Chris Harebek. He is on fire, folks. There's the first save, there's the second, and the third save. Boy, oh boy. Oh no, they scored. All right. I got ahead of myself on that one. Looked like Harebek had it. Giving all the accolades to Harebek, but it was the Orangeville Blitz who get on the scoreboard. Sorry about the excitement there on that one. Looked like Harebek had it, but it squeaked through. And the Orangeville Blitz with a pair of goals in a row here. And they're not too far off here. 5-3. Theo Hill down now. Theo shoots, score. Saved by Mantle. Sky out to Green. Green, he's going to fire it. That one off the shoulder of Mantle. We're going to take a look at that replay once again. Apologies on the call. Honestly thought Harebek had it. There it is right there. It was the third effort. That was Cyril's. The Ironmen now holding on to a 3-goal lead here. A flurry of activity from the Orangeville Blitz on the Steve LaForme power play. Yes, indeed, it was Cam Cyril's with the third or fourth attempt and finally beat Harebek. As we're back to 5-on-5 action here. Farmer out to Ratchford, who's going to try and clear it. Spencer keeps it in, but can't. And now Brock Farmer battles with Marandola down to the other end. Farmer heads to the bench, as does a majority of the players on the ice, as Noseworthy dumps it all the way down to the other end. Ratchford rims it around the boards. Mitch Green tried to find Theo on this one. 12-13 to go here in the third period. At one point, you thought it was almost a laugher at 5-0. But oh so quietly, on the power play, the Orangeville Blitz have kind of chipped away at this lead and now only trailed by a trio of goals here. Puck down in front of the Ironman zone, picked up by Brendan Anderson, who passes it off to Theo Hill. Theo drops it back to Anderson. He's got 4. There's a big quick shot from Tyler Hill. And Mantle makes the save and covers it up. Nice save by Mantle. As Tyler Hill with that big heavy shot of his. Cyril's. Theo Hill on the draw. Won by Cyril's, rimmed around by Dunlop, and Witten's going to try and break out of his own zone for the Orangeville Blitz. Cyril's crosses the blue line, trying to make things happen again. There's a shot from Witten, fanned thanks to the defensive effort by Desained. Thompson stripped of the puck by Desained, who chips it out. Dunlop clears it out. Theo Hill collects it in the in the neutral zone. Tries to find Sukal but can't. Theo, shot, scores! Theo Hill with the backbreaker. And the Six Nations Ironmen with a 6-2 lead thanks to the hot firing of Theo Hill. Let's take a look at this one. You can hear one of his teammates yell at Theo to drop it back. Theo called his own number, went top cheddar, picked the corner, and has given the Six Nations Ironmen a 6-2 lead here with 11:07 to go here in the third period. Quayle tried to stretch things, cleared it all the way down, but the Ironmen pick it up, and Mitch Brown dumps it back into the Orangeville zone. Quayle, full head of steam coming out from under the zone. Quayle holds it, shot, blocker saved by Horebek. DeCare with the volleyball, and that's the hand pass from DeCare with the volleyball swipe at the ball, or at the puck. Looks like that face-off's going to be deep into the Six Nations end, to the right of Horebek, to the left to our screen here. We got Alex Gilmore, Kessler Sky on the draw. 10.5 to go here in the third period. 6-2 Ironman lead. They're going to reset this one. Same two combatants on the draw. One by Orangeville, shot by Searles, but blocked by Skylar Thomas. Randall fires, shot, sealed and stopped by Horebek. Searles, he's in behind the net. Cycles it out. D'Oliveri, shot, scores! No. Boy, oh boy. Trouble seeing the puck on that one. That's a shot block. That's what the crowd was cheering for. Looked like it went in, but it was a shot block. Doing a little too much multitasking here, looking at my screen here, controlling the camera operator. Nonetheless, 6-2, Ironman lead. Ratchford battles in with a pair of blitz forwards as Tyler Hill comes out with the puck. Tyler content to just dump it in. Perry, he's been involved in this one, tried to stretch it out to Marchicello and couldn't connect. Anderson, he's going to dump it in hard in behind the net. Tyler Hill in pursuit. Marchicello now with it. Marchicello, there's a shot and another shot blocked by the captain, Mitch Green. Tyler Hill meeting in the minds with Noseworthy as Mantle plays the puck. Puck comes out, and if you're an Ironman fan, you just kind of want to come out of this period unscathed. You got the 4-goal lead with just under 9 to go. Not quite a foregone conclusion, but you've got the lead. You're in the position you want to be in. There's a quick shot from Gilmore off a defender. Gilmore again tried to fire it, couldn't get wood on the puck. Tyler Hill, he's going to be happy to clear it, but couldn't. Gilmore, Thompson, there's a shot saved by Horebek again. Puck in behind the net. Gilmore with it. There's a quick shot and a save by Horebek. The Blitz not giving up here. They're trying to pour it on here. Trying to get back in this one. As like the Ironmen have done a little bit during the series, tried a little bit of rope it up, tried a little bit of defensive hockey, try to sit back and just take advantage of the opportunities that they have. Marandola. There's Witten with a shot and a save by Horebeck. Mitch Brown clears it. That puck almost in our hands, just underneath us, as a fan gives it to a local youth. .802 to go here in the third period. Got Searles and Kessler Sky on the draw to the right of Horebeck. Randall tries to keep it in and does. Theo Hill muscles with him as the captain Randall gets it. Pump, fake. He's going to go around the net. Tries to go on the backhand. And one Chris Horebeck with the stop. Nice little individual effort there by the captain, Tyler Randall. Theo wins the draw. Ratchford tried to clear it. And all the hands go up for the Orangeville Blitz, as it looks like they are correct. And Ratchford is going to go to the penalty box for delay of game. Tried to clear it, but couldn't catch the ice. Fans are all right. They almost got a puck. Theo Hill, Cam Searles in the dot. And again, Cam Searles, the smile on his face, him and Theo Hill both having a chuckle. Draw finally won by Searles and the Orangeville Blitz as they continue to try and get some pressure, and Thompson turns around and fires it and goes over the shoulder of Horebeck and into the netting, and Thompson hears it from the faithful here at the arena. Theo Hill looking for his second in a row, and there we go. It looks like might have a penalty shot here, I think, as Brendan Anderson's going to pick it up. Theo Hill hauled down. Extra attacker on, but to no avail, as we're going to have a holding, not a penalty shot. The crowd was hoping for one, that's for sure, and you can see Ryan Davis, the head coach of the Six Nations Ironmen, discussing with the officials why that was not a penalty shot. So Matt Dunlop with the penalty, and that's going to be a holding penalty. Is we're playing 4-on-3 hockey right now. It's the parade to the penalty box, so Orangeville with the man advantage at 4-3. Searles, he's got it. There's a quick shot and a save by the pad of Horebeck. You can see Jake Brown doing his best curling impersonation from the bench, trying to brush the puck past the blue line so clears the zone. Spencer with it. Shot. Attempted tip, but no can do on that one as Spencer touch pass to Searles. Gilmore all alone. Couldn't get a handle on the puck. Spencer's going to wind up. Big shot. And another save by number 31 in red and silver and black, Chris Horebeck. When you're a goaltender, you've seen this much rubber, and you're just feeling it. It's one of those things that as a goalie, it's It's a great feeling, especially when you're seeing the puck so well like Horebek is. Shots on net so far in this third period, 4 apiece. Thompson on the left side. He's going to try and center it to Randall, but can't. Chase Spencer picks it up in the neutral zone. Down to 4-on-4 hockey here. There's a chip pass from Randall intended for Witten, but he's knocked off the puck as Kessler Sky tries to clear it, but ends up hitting Mitch Brown in the back of the head as he clears it out. Thompson over the blue line. Now to Witten. Witten, he's checked off the puck by Kessler Sky as Brendan Anderson's looking for more. Anderson sees Tyler Hill, has it to Sky. Sky fires it high. Tyler Hill calling for it. Anderson couldn't get it to him on the cycle. Quayle races for the puck, ends up losing it, and Noseworthy picks it up into his own end. Noseworthy in the Orangeville end, spins around, slides it out to his defense partner, Matt Dunlop, who has the puck down the left side. Dunlop loses a tire, but Noseworthy collects the puck and has possession and dumps it all the way down to Horebek. Oh boy, there's a loose puck. As that's a funny one. Might as well look at the replay on that one. Looks like Marandola and Anderson have words once again. And in a 6-2 hockey game, you got 4.5 to go. You got to just stay focused. And that's what Ryan Davis is saying on the bench right there. He's calling his guys over and just saying, hey, stay focused on the task at hand. You're up 4. You're en route to getting to the Metropolitan Conference Final. So stay poised here. There's a save by Horebek. Wraparound attempt by Cyril's stuffed by the pad of Horebek as Sukal dumps it on the backhand, and we're going to have ourselves another icing call. Of course, Ryan Davis, former junior B teammate of mine in the Oswego Golden Eagles. Craig McDonald was with that group as well. Great friends. That's the beautiful part about hockey, folks. Theo Hill, Alex Gilmore in the face-off dot. One by Orangeville. D'Oliveria with the shot up high, and that one handled easily by the glove of Horebek. And again, the winner of this series will play the winner of the South Final. Oh, there's a shot and a goal. Dan Perry, Johnny on the spot. And it is now 6-3 Ironmen lead. And again, you can't be too relaxed here. I know you got 4 minutes to go, but this is going to be the toughest 4 minutes of the Ironman season, trying to close this one out. And Dan Perry just showed why that this is going to be the hardest 4 minutes of the Ironman season so far. Trying to close out an opponent is always the toughest thing to do. And you can't just relax because you have the lead. Because obviously the Orangeville Blitz not giving up. Dan Perry, Johnny on the spot on that one with the goal. Witten, shot, saved by Horebek. As Dezane tries to clear it, but can't. D'Oliveria keeps it in. There's a shot from Randall again, who's been involved here. Curry, shot through the maze, but picked up by Dezane. Now Mitch Brown. 3.5 to go here in the third period. as we've got another stoppage in play. .319 to go here. Third period, Ironmen 6, Blitz 3. Ironmen have been in control of this one, thanks in part to Brendan Anderson and his 4 goals. There's the aforementioned Brendan Anderson circling around the net. He tries to wrap it around. There's a quick save by the Patamantle, who seals off the post here. Just under 3 to go in regulation time now. Again, toughest thing to do is close out an opponent. And the Ironmen have done a great job on home ice here, attempting to do that. Of course, jumping out to that quick first period lead and then riding it out as Mantle heads to the bench in favor of the extra attacker. Jake Brown, instead of trying to offer it towards the goal, dumped it in and just kind of wasted precious seconds here. 6-on-5 action now. Mantle on the bench in favor of the extra attacker. Ratchford with it. Now Theo Hill rims it around and tries to clear. Spencer out to Thompson. He's checked by Theo. Thompson gets it in behind the net. Puck goes all the way down. Quayle up top to Randall. Now Cyril's with it. Cyril's checked by Sky. Now Ratchford with the shot all the way down. And there she is. Goal number 7. And the celebration down to the other end. As Cam Cyril's down to the other end. Kind of in disbelief. As the number 1 seed in the North, the number 2 seed, Six Nations Ironmen are poised to close out this series with now a lead of 7-3 with 1:53 to go here in the third period. Officials skated by the benches, made sure, I think the comment, no funny stuff here, guys. Let's play this string out here. It looks like the Ironman wants some more. Farmer tried to center to Green but couldn't connect. D'Oliveira down the left side. He's going to try and put it upstairs. And a nice save by Harebek's shoulder. And again, you could tell Harebek is really feeling it, because instead of going down and trying to seal off the post into his RVH position, he's standing up tall on that top of that crease. He's using his size and not allowing the Blitz to put it up over his shoulder. There's a errant shot by D'Oliveira. Another shot by Noseworthy this time, handled easily by Harebek. 1:20 to go here in the third. So it looks like the Ironmen, in their inaugural Senior A season, will in fact win 2 rounds so far in this Northern Premier Hockey League playoff. Of course, they knocked off the Halton Hills Coyotes. In round number 1. And are 55 seconds away from knocking off the Orangeville Blitz in the second round in this Metropolitan Conference North Division Final. Stretch pass intended for Cam Cyril, couldn't connect. So, of course, now the question is, when game number 1 of the NPHL Metropolitan Conference Final, when will it be? Of course, Elvinston and Strathroy still playing it out in the south to decide the final combatant of this Metropolitan Conference Championship Series. with things winding down, looks like we'll be here at home to start this. We'll see when the next home game is. Make sure you check out the Six Nations Ironmen social media. I saw the girl that does the photography and the social media for the Ironmen. She does a fantastic job. And there she has it, folks. The Six Nations Ironmen have defeated the Orangeville Blitz 7-3 in this game number 6 and have clinched and punched their ticket to the Metropolitan Conference Final with a 6-game defeat at the hands of the Orangeville Blitz. Stars in this one. This one's an easy one, folks. Brendan Anderson with 4 goals. First star of this one, that's for sure, as Brendan Anderson leads the way as both teams shake hands after a hard-fought 6-game series. These two teams neck and neck all season long. Of course, the Orangeville Blitz getting the better of the Ironmen in the regular season. And I love the sportsmanship. Mantle and Brendan Anderson with a hug at the end there. The gamesmanship between these combatants. And of course, Horebek and Mantle. What a battle those two had throughout this North Division final. But first star of this one for sure, Brendan Anderson, Todd Ratchford, Theo Hill, Brock Farmer. Boy, oh boy. Love the shaking of the hands of the officials as well. The first star of this playoff series, definitely Chris Horebek. A close second, Brendan Anderson, who was fantastic in this clinching game number 6. A great crowd here on hand here at the Six Nations Sports and Cultural Memorial Center. Great crowd on hand. The Ironmen definitely feeding off of that. As we look at the summary of this one, Brock Farmer got things started in the first period, followed by 3 goals by Brendan Anderson to make it a 4-0 first period after 20 minutes. And then Isaac Sokol made it 5-0 in the second, and a late goal by Matt Dunlop to make it 5-1 after 2 periods of play. And then the Orangeville Blitz showed no quit here, chipped away at the lead with goals from Cam Searles and Dan Perry. But of course, Theo Hill and Todd Ratchford. Todd Ratchford with the empty netter to cinch this one. Shots on net, 49-32. So in the third period, the Blitz really tried to take it to the Ironmen, but the star of this second round series, certainly Chris Horebek, who made 14 saves alone. He made 14 saves in the second period, 14 saves in the third, and he had 21 shots in the first period. So a flurry by the Blitz, thwarted by the great goaltending of Chris Horebek. Shots on net, 49-32 total. So that is that. And the Six Nations Ironmen in their inaugural season will take on either the Elvinston Killer Bees or the Strathroy Jets. And of course, game 4 of that series is tonight. So make sure you watch that one. And we will see you in the Metropolitan Conference Championship Series. For my good buddy Ben Hill, who's working the camera, the best in the business, I am Darryl Smart. Thank you again for watching us here on the Darryl Smart Media YouTube page for Six Nations Ironman Hockey. As it looks like the team is going to come out for a team picture, it looks like, I think. They're going to have a team picture, which is great to see. But for Ben, I'm Darryl, and we will see you when the Metropolitan Conference final takes place. And, of course, make sure you head on over to the Six Nations Ironman social media to see when that series begins. For Ben, I'm Darryl. Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you next time. Give it a shot.